Hello, everyone. All right. Oh, we're so excited. I just want to pre-warn everyone right now. You have two dominant influencers on this call. So this is going to be one very passionate call. So we're really excited to be here. Guys, this is our very first Doe Planner Collective team call. We are going to be running team calls on the third Tuesday of every month. So next month we're going to take a break only because I will be I'm having a baby in a couple weeks, and I will have a newborn, and it'll just probably be a little bit hectic for next month. But I figured we would start us with this big bang, take a month off, and then resume again in January. So I'm so excited to start our Doe Planner monthly team calls with this incredible human, and a lot of you guys know him already, because I know that you've even told me that a lot of your businesses have really started to thrive since you've been part of his groups. So Unleash Your Strengths. This is Eddie Villa. He and his wife are Blue Diamonds in doTERRA, and they are all. And Eddie also he runs the Unleash Your Strengths programming, and I've had the opportunity to work one-on-one with him back in May for 8 weeks, and then again we are going to be starting that back up again very soon, because I saw a dramatic shift in my life and in my business when I started to understand the power and the importance of using your strengths to be able to leverage who you are, because we all know, the what behind doing doTERRA. Am I right? Like, we all know the what. So, hi, Melanie. So we all know the what, and the what is really pipes, right? We all know, someone said, oh, I'm going to do doTERRA. Well, what do? Well, I prepare, I invite, I present, I enroll, support. Okay, so we all know the what, but the how you do doTERRA, that is unique to everybody. That is the secret sauce. That is the magic, is the how. And Eddie is so talented at being able to teach people that how, that missing piece, because that's where most people hesitate in moving their businesses forward, is they get stuck into this place where they're not authentically being themselves. So we are here to interview Eddie today. We're going to get all his gold nuggets, and we're going to also find out where we can follow more of him and his brilliance. Hi, Marlene. Hey, everyone. Thank you guys for popping on. So let's just dive in. Let's just start off with all the good. So Eddie, maybe give us a little bit of a background, because some of our planners here are maybe new to you and haven't had the opportunity to experience you before. So maybe give us a little bit of background on you and what are strengths, in case, again, maybe some people here don't even know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about strengths, how you got involved, and why this is so imperative for every single wellness advocate to start and begin to dive into now, so that you can actually accomplish all of the things that you desire in your business. So floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Jen. This is awesome. And I love what you said at the beginning. We got two influencers here. That means that get ready for a lot of drama. A lot of very loud, very fun, very emotional type stuff. So I'm super excited to be here with you. Thank you. You are by far one of my favorite people on the planet. I love it. I love talking with you. So this is gonna be so much fun. So how did I get into this? A little bit about me. I'll make this simple. When Angela and when we first hit Blue Diamond, I was told by Angela, hey, we're going to go to leadership, because we had just hit Blue and we were going to sit in the cool Blue Diamond section, right? We were like, oh, we finally made it to the cool Blue Diamond section. And so my wife says, hey, you gotta take this test. And I was like, okay, what test? I'm being real transparent. I remember I had this conversation with Emily Wright, and I'm like, just Emily, just so you know, when you all first introduced Gallup to everybody, I did not accept it right away, and she laughed about that. But anyway, I was curious what she meant by test, and she says like a personality test or a strengths thing or something, and I was like, oh gosh, not another one. Here's why. Because for some reason, network marketing companies and all people in network marketing love personality tests. Like, it's a big thing. And it is always about trying to know, are you a squiggle? Are you a blue? Are you a 3 Enneagram? You know, all this stuff. And the reason why I realize now why I rejected it so much is because I didn't like the idea of being grouped. You know what I mean? Like for those of you that are watching, like honestly, do you like the idea of being put into a group when you and I both know you could easily move into any group you want? It never really made sense to me. But when I went to leadership and I learned about strengths, and I learned that it's not about being grouped, it's actually the opposite. It's how I am infinitely unique and cannot be duplicated. How I'm something that has never nor ever will happen again on this planet. When you look at the strengths assessment from 1 through 34, there's no way anybody could ever have that precise combination. And as you know, the strengths where they're placed in your report is very relevant where they're placed. And so the strengths I'm talking about is through a company called Gallup. And Gallup does all the polling for the world. Like if you want to know how the world feels, Gallup's the ones that'll let you know. And they've got this great assessment called the Strengths Assessment, which shows what you're good at with everything you do. And what they showed me at leadership was what we're trying to teach here is the let go of trying to develop weaknesses and spend all your time using what you are good at to improve in every aspect of your life. And as soon as I heard that, I was hooked. And what doTERRA didn't know and what Gallup didn't know, when they introduced this to me, I had just spent the last couple of years of my life overcoming 3 years of self-hate. When I first got introduced to doTERRA, I had just been fired for the second time within a 60-day period. And I chose to believe that who I was never going to be good enough for anybody. And I tried to prove to the world and God and everybody that I'm just absolutely no worth. And when you go through your life that way, you try to prove that you're of no value, you end up winning. You end up getting what you want, proof that you're not valuable. And so I spent 3 years of my life this way. And when I finally woke up and realized that my marriage was in jeopardy, my relationships was in jeopardy, my health, and I was about to lose access to our doTERRA business, which at the time was thriving and doing well. So I kind of had to make a shift in my life. And I knew I hated myself because every day I would wake up in the morning after hitting the snooze button 7 or 8 times, and I would go in the shower and I would say things to me that sounded like motivation. You know what I mean? Where it's like, "Oh, I love you. You're not I love you. Sorry." It was more like, "Hey, Eddie, you got to be better. Eddie, you got to do this. Eddie, you got to do that. You said you were going to do this, but you didn't do that." Jen, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you kind of like, it sounds like motivation, but it's abuse. And finally, when strengths got introduced, I wanted to know everything. So I went on this like crazy rampage of wanting to know everything so much that I stopped charging for coaching, which is what I was doing at the time. And I just worked with people for free for like a year, maybe a year and a half, just to understand how strengths work. Like, what do you do when you have your strengths assessment? What do you like? How do you apply them? And at about a year and a half, I started to learn things that even Gallup doesn't talk about when it comes to strengths. And so the things I teach are the things that I learned in my journey and working with people now for 3 years. I've coached thousands of people, and some of the most powerful leaders in doTERRA, including some of the people that I've been interviewing recently. But my point in bringing this up is that when I learned my strengths and I understood how I am infinitely unique and I embraced it and I learned the value of who I am through work, right? Through doing the work, applying my strengths consciously every single day. I created a business that rivaled my wife's Blue Diamond check by far. Um, I can give you more details about that another time, but basically that my marriage with my wife dramatically improved, which was already doing well. It had to improve in order for us to hit blue. My ability to parent my kids, my health, all these things that in my life that matter started to change, and I grew and I developed a passion and a love for who I am. And so what I do is I spend like every single day, Jen, talking to people and teaching people how to love and embrace who they are and apply it with everything they do, because who they are is infinitely unique and cannot be duplicated. So I am like super fired up about talking about this because for the last 3 years, I see nothing but massive results for so many people,
Mm-hmm.
right? I just got a text this morning. Let me just read this text to you just so you understand. This is my life. Every single day I get messages like this. And it makes me happy because, I mean, I want you all to think about this. Imagine being who you are every day and it works for other people, you know, and then everyone gives you permission to be you, Jen, you know what I mean? You definitely know
Imagine
what I'm
a
talking about.
world where we all were just ourselves and there was no competition, because it's impossible to have competition when there is nobody on this planet to compete with. There's no one on this planet you can possibly compete with when you know that it is statistically impossible for any one of the 8 billion people that are roaming this earth to have the exact same characteristic, talent, strength lineup that you do, which means how the heck does anyone even compare or compete with another human when that person, it's like comparing apples to oranges. That person does not have the same personality makeup you do. So how are you even comparing your journeys or where they're at or what they're doing or how they act or behave or what they attract when it's not even possible that you could mirror that? So yes, Eddie, read us that text.
Yeah.
Inspire us.
This is awesome, right? So I sent a message to all the members of my Unleash Your Strengths community this morning just to say, I love you all, support you. And then I gave them my phone number. So all the members of my community have my phone number. They can text me anytime. And I got this text this morning, said, since signing up with you and having a one-on-one with one of our strengths coaches. So I have strengths coaches inside of my Unleash Your Strengths community that I coach on how to teach strengths my way. And it's making a difference for people. And so when people join my community, they get a strengths coach, which is pretty awesome. So she said, since signing up with you and having a one-on-one with one of your strengths coaches, my walls came down. My contacts have doubled, and I have signed 3 people, which may sound like nothing, but I was in a 2 to 3 month slump of 0. And there's a lot of people watching this right now who are in that place, who I would love to help. I have a lot of, yeah. I'd love to order from you, but I can't right now due to the fact that they are still, due to this or due to that, but they are still talking to me. Coming to classes, I'm using my strengths and loving what I do and how I do it. I've been crazy busy working on my goals, but plan to get more one-on-ones with your strengths coaches. And I'm telling everyone how much this has helped me. And so then she said, crying right now, LOL, such a big girl, but I just want to let you know and thank you. Like
Wow.
this is my world right now. And when I get messages like that, it's like letting me know, Eddie, what you're doing is helping me. Please don't stop. And when I think about how I'm just being who I am to help create that, it's like me going back in time. Every time I help somebody love and appreciate who they are, it's like me going back in time and helping me over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so this is just the best. And I'm so grateful for you to let me come out here and share the story and invite people to be a part of this mission.
Well, I mean, even it's so relevant to every single person listening, because the same applies for you, right? The same applies for each and every one of you that are hearing this story, is that by you being you, you can also be that catalyst for change in someone else's life. And you may not think that that's possible for you or for your life or for your journey, but the only reason you may not think that's possible is because you have yet to unleash your strengths. You have yet to actually see
That's pretty cool.
yourself in powerful action. And one of the best things that I love about training under Eddie and learning from him right now is a lot of the ways that he's taken Gallup's way of doing things, but made it his own. But it's also very, very, very easy to understand and dissect. And one of the things that I love about it is understanding that when we hesitate, right? When we hesitate in our business, and I've actually done about 12 one-on-one strength assessments in the last week and a half with my own team and my own team leaders, to help them understand better who they are. And every time we do this, the biggest thing I like to focus on is, okay, have you hit your goal yet? No? Okay, can I tell you why? Can I share with you likely the number one reason why? And that is because you are hesitating. Do you know why you're hesitating? Oh, let me share with you why. Okay, the hesitation comes from you running your business in your bottom 5 strengths, right? When you run your business using the weakest part of your talents, you become uncreative. You get pulled into this black hole, this spiral that just keeps going down, right? You become uncreative. You start repelling people. You start becoming so inauthentic that people who know you really well are like, ugh, like, you're being so awkward right now. Like, this is not even you. And I remember it was about 2 years ago, maybe it was about like a year and a half ago. One of my good friends, she's a blue diamond.
And she said, Jen, I have to be honest with you. She said, I stopped following you. Like I unfollowed you on social media because lately your posts have been so inauthentic. I know it's not you, and I can't watch you be someone you're not. And I was like, whoa. I didn't even realize that I was being so not me, but I was trying to be someone I wasn't. Who was I being? A coach that I paid about $20,000 to work with over the course of a year. Okay. We worked together for a year, and I had invested about $20,000 to work with this online business influencer coach. And all of the copy she was like curating with me, and the messages and the headlines, it was not me, but I thought it was what was going to attract people to come to me. And guess what? It started repelling people because it was sounding so inauthentic. And it wasn't me being infused into my work. It was a strategy. And when I started to peel back the layers and say, like, who the heck am I and what do I bring to the table? My whole business and my whole life started to shift. And so I think there's just so much power in this. And we've got some comments here. Yes, love it. Bingo. Giselle, I sincerely believe that only connected to the two of you, I can achieve great things in my business. Listening to Jennifer as she described her strategy to move her team and receiving instruction on how to consistently create from my top strengths. A million thanks to both of you. Oh, thank you, Giselle. That's awesome. And I know, Giselle, you are also a part of Eddie's community as well. So, it's just such powerful things to understand. And the thing is, guys, is that it's super simple. Okay. This is not a hard concept. When you can understand what energizes you, which are those top 10 strengths. Okay. And if you haven't taken a strengths test, go to gallup.com, go buy it. It's $70 Canadian, $50 US. It's the best return on your investment you'll ever have. It's like a 40-minute test that you have to take, and it'll tell you what your top 10, well, I'll tell you your 34 strengths in order, but we love to look at those top 10. And then we really love to look at the bottom 5. Why? Because you need to know what the heck you're avoiding on a daily basis. Okay. We're not looking at the bottom 5 so we can go buy all the courses and all the self-development books on how to better those bottom 5. No, we're like, avoiding you, like not doing you, not even going there. And so Eddie has created so many resources around, just understanding what do those 10 strengths mean? How does that make me energized? How does that bring me into flow? How does that make me the most creative? How does that make me the most productive? Because if you're a strategic thinker, you might be the most productive when you're taking a hike or a walk. And an executor would look at that and be like, how is that even productive? Where's the check marks? Where's the check boxes? Where's the to-do list? Like taking a walk, how's that productive? But a strategic thinker needs to be in their heads, right? A relationship builder finds it productive, making very deep, meaningful relationships. And an influencer finds it very productive, moving people forward. Everyone's different. And so we need to own those strengths, and we need to be able to do doTERRA our way. So Eddie, I want to ask you this question, because in network marketing, one of the most common things we hear, right? To build a successful network marketing business, it has to be duplicatable. Well, how the hell do you make it duplicatable if you're trying to copy the person teaching you?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
Well, let's talk about that. It's great. I love that. And one of the things that I love about this is context is a very low strength for me. And so anytime someone comes up to me and says, Eddie, things have to always be done the way they've always been done, I just like, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to move things forward. I'm here to evolve things. I'm here to take things from where they are to where they want to be. And when we're talking about the network marketing world in particular, I have a very strong passion for it. It's ultimately been the thing that has changed my life in such a good way. The things that I can do that I know now will help the world. And I mean the world. Look, this is here and specifically on purpose for me to remember that my goal is to make an impact on the entire world. I know I can do that. I can look you in the eye and say, I can do that. And you know I can do that. But I couldn't have gotten myself to that place if it weren't for the residual income provided by network marketing. That's Like, that's my deep passion for network marketing. I love it so much. I want it to be better. And so this story about duplication, I have done so much research and worked with so many people, plus watched my wife do this business. I am flat out convinced that nobody has ever been actually duplicated. Nobody has ever actually done that. What they have done is duplicate the things that they can duplicate, which is
like the system.
yeah, like a process or a desire or a commitment or even an energy. That's something you can duplicate, right? Like your commitment to your network marketing business and your dope planner programs and all the things you do, that I can duplicate that commitment to my doTERRA business and my Unleash Your Strengths community. I can duplicate commitment, but I can't duplicate how you commit. That's not possible. And so I challenge everyone's thinking on the fact that no one has ever been duplicated. I can give you a system and say follow the system, but you can't follow it the way that I do. You must do it your way. And so what I've seen and I have so much research on this, but I've seen so many people hurt themselves in the long run by trying to force themselves to become something that they're not. And the thing that I've learned is that you can't get the things that you want by being something you're not. Right? So this whole idea of duplicatable is not about duplicating how someone does something. It's duplicating how other people honor basic success principles, like pipes, for example. What is pipes, right? Prepare. Anybody can prepare,
And
but they've
do
got
it
to
their
prepare
own way.
their way, right? Invite. Anybody can invite, but you've got to do it your own way. Present. Everyone can present, but you got to do it your own way. Enroll. Everybody can enroll, but you got to do it your way. Support. Everyone can do that. That's what I love about pipes. Pipes teaches principles instead of best practices. And I used to get frustrated. Like, why don't you just tell people what to say? And I'm realizing that that doesn't work. Because if I gave you a script, you're going to have to edit it because it's not how you talk.
Right.
That's not your, like, it's like those, sometimes there's music out there that has a really amazing melody and really great lyrics, but the two don't seem to match. You know what I mean? That's how it works. It's like our music is not lining up with the words we're using. So this idea of duplicatable can only be achieved when we duplicate the honoring of principles that are success principles that you must honor to be successful in network marketing or anything. And pipes is a great way of showing that example. And what I would give everybody, like would make everybody feel so much better if they realize you don't have to do those principles the same way that successful people have done them.
Yes.
You don't. I have interviewed so many powerful leaders in network marketing, in particular with doTERRA, and none of them have done this business the same way. Not one. That's gotta say something to you all who are holding yourself back because you're so busy looking at how successful people do things and believing that you can't do it that way, and then telling the story that you can't have what they have. Bull crap.
Give it to them, Eddie.
Done with that nonsense. Right? So I hope that helps you understand my opinion of duplicatable.
Right.
I've got a lot of fire on this one. But
And that's
I'll go with
exactly,
that.
yeah, that's exactly it, right? We want to understand that there is, duplicate the process in the sense of, I tell my team this all the time. The what behind doTERRA is pipes. That's the what. If someone says, what do you do to sign someone up? Well, first I prepare and I hand out samples. I prepare my list of 100 and then I invite them to come to a class. We teach a class successfully. We enroll them with their starter kit and then we support the heck out of them through continued education and a really, really solid wellness consultation. That is what I do from step 1 to step 0, like step 10 of whatever, step 1 to step 10, there's 5 steps there, whatever, from A to Z, that is what we do to enroll people and move our business forward. How I do that, there's no point in even knowing how I do that because yours is going to look completely different. And I built my business for the first 5 years Jen's way. I built it as a mega influencer. And guys, listen, those of you listening, like I'm a 6 out of 10 influencer, meaning I am obsessive about moving people forward. I can bulldoze them with my energy and passion and tell them what they need to do without their permission. Like I do that and I don't even notice it sometimes. And it's not the best practice, but I got really excited and I have to really watch for that. But the thing is, when I've been doing all these strengths reports with my team over this last week and a half, and I've been analyzing them, like today, I have already done one this morning, and I said to the girl that I was doing it with, I was like, oh my gosh, I have another relationship builder, strategic thinker as the dominant domain. I go, you're probably the 10th. And I've been building for 5.5 years as a mega influencer, and I have yet to do one strengths assessment with an influencer. I have no dominant influencers on my team, and they're all been watching me for 5 years going, we can't do what she does. They're all strategic thinkers or the executors or relationship builders. And I have not been even showing them what it looks like to build that way because I've only known how to build it my way. So when you know better, you do better, right? And that's why it's so important for you to learn what are these domains? How does this work? What are my leaders' strengths? What are my new builders' strengths? What are their bottom strengths? And how you can help support to move people forward that way. Because once you realize that, all the lights start going off, right? You're like, okay. So as I'm sitting here trying to get everyone to understand a script and read a script, and they're reading it going, oh my God, this is so inauthentic. It sounds so ick. Or I'm like, do oil games, do this, do that. Or, and I'm just pushing one system, and you've got someone who does not like routine, does not like structure, likes to go with the flow, they're not going to resonate with a system like that or a program like that. So we have to be able to take back our creative autonomy, take back what is yours, take back your superpowers, take back who you are, and understand the duplicatable process of network marketing and what makes it successful is just knowing the what, is just knowing what's the first thing that I do? Okay, I need a lead, and then how do I turn them into a prospect? Oh, okay, that's what we do next. And then we teach a class, got it, okay, and then we enroll them, perfect, show me the link generator, we support them, what educational tools do we have available, continue to add, perfect. Now that I know and I can systematically look at just a simple process, now I get to bring my flair, my personality, my energy, my excitement, and bring me to that system, and I will attract the people, places, things, and events that are going to attract me to my goals. So I love this. And I mean, Eddie, we could probably sit here and talk forever.
Yeah. Is everybody enjoying this? Is everybody watching this getting some value here, getting fired up? Like I love this, that we're just a couple of people that are desperately want to see other people do things in their energy, in their authenticity. I know that for you, I know you, Jen, and me especially, like I just love it when somebody does something and then they go, oh my gosh, I did that by just being who I am and it felt so good. I just want to keep doing it. Like that lights me up.
Your feet hit the ground in the morning and you're just like, let me do more of what I did that made me feel so good, right?
Yeah, that's what gets me up in the morning. That's why I get up. I'm like, I can't wait to hear someone's story today. I can't wait to work with somebody. I can't wait to talk with somebody about their strengths and go over their strengths report with them and show them how infinitely unique they are, and help them combat the stories that we've all been told since we were little, that who we are is either going to be not enough or too much, and you need to back it down or be quiet or whatever. And it's just, I'm done with that. And what I want to do is help the world, like, just counteract all that negative programming.
Totally. And that copycat syndrome, right? That imposter syndrome. Or I mean, I remember when I started doTERRA. So, I mean, my whole life, I've been more of the diva. I always, would have my hair done and my nails done and my lashes done and my makeup on and all the things. And when I started doTERRA, my sister is a total hippie. Okay. So she is like a raw vegan homeschooling mom. She wears no makeup, barely wears shoes except for in the winter. Like she always needs to be, feet in the earth and all of the things. And so she was what I perceived as, okay, this is someone who would build doTERRA. Now she was on my front line. She's a platinum and she's my best friend. But we're very, very different. And when I started doTERRA, I was looking at everyone around me and I'm like, oh my God, everyone's so natural. Everybody, I mean, how can I sell something if I've got my nails done and all these other things that I'm supposed to be selling natural medicine and I'm supposed to be promoting this natural lifestyle. I just realized hopefully my hair hasn't been touching the microphone, but I remember thinking to myself, I can't be who I am if I'm going to be successful in this. And I started to mimic all of the leaders that I saw out there, the presidential diamonds that I saw out there. My sister, I was like, okay, teach me how to be vegan, teach me how to be more plant-based, because I think this is who I would need to be in order to be authentic in doTERRA. And I remember taking my lashes off, and I remember getting my nails taken off, and I remember, buying clothes that were way more flowy, and I remember that for about a year when I tried to be that person, and I just lost myself. I couldn't show up as me anymore. I had to show up as who I thought was the depiction of someone who was selling essential oils. And it made me realize how often we go into this comparisonitis and we go into this place where we're looking at somebody who's already where we want to be. And then we're trying to mimic everything about them. So again, instead of mimicking or duplicating the process to which they took, we're trying to duplicate them as a human. And that is absolutely impossible. We are not robots, although I know Elon Musk would say different, that that's the road we're taking. However, we won't go there right now, but we are not robots. We are such individual humans, and more as a collective do we need to embrace that. So for those of us that have been drilled into the whole, you need to duplicate, make sure that you understand what that means is duplicating the process. Right. Okay. But be yourself. So,
I think anybody can relate to you on this one, Jen. Like, honestly, just to be real for a minute, that like making the commitment that who you are is not going to work and you got to be something you're not. And then you just put your head down and you try to be them for a long time. Like, I think a lot of people that are watching this, and those of you that are maybe on Facebook or whatever, like, think about that for you, like what that feels like, because I know what that felt like, and it was awful. And it's like a nightmare. It's like a nightmare in a prison where you get to watch it all happening, but you feel powerless to do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that pain right there. That pain is what I want people to stop like feeling that they need to feel, because they think that there's no other way. And so what I love about strengths is that when I help a person use strengths, like sometimes people come to me and say, hey, I want to use my strengths to build my business. I have an alternate agenda, which is all right, I'm going to help you build your business, just so you know your whole life is going to change too, as long as you're all right with it, right? Your marriage will improve, your relationships with other people will improve, if you're a parent, your parenting with your children will improve, your connection to God will improve, all these things are going to improve. Are you okay with that while I help you improve your business? And they're always like, how do you say no to that, right? But I just wanted to point that out for you, Jen. Like, that's a really powerful story to let people know about, that you spent that much time, just like me, like not appreciating who you are and trying to be something that you're not. Mm-hmm. And that's insanity.
Yeah.
Right. But I feel you. I just wanted to point that out because I think you're amazing.
No, and I think that's exactly the message that I felt that everyone, listening today really needed to hear and really needed to know, because I remember making that mistake for years in my business. Like, I'm talking 5 years. Like, I hit diamond after 3 years, and I remember I hit diamond after 2 years, and for the last 3 years since hitting diamond, I felt that I had lost myself, and I didn't understand why, which is why I originally hired Eddie back in May, because I was like, where did I go? Who am I? Who is this shell and this person who I just keep acting like somebody else, And and just as Valerie said here, this resonates with me so much today, judging myself and comparing myself to those I think I need to be like. right? And that's exactly the myth and the mindset that we want to shift and change, is that helping people understand that that is the exact opposite of what you truly really need to do in order for you to be successful. So, I mean, as we wrap up here, first off, I think a lot of power is going to come from you understanding what the bottom 5 strengths are, because the more you understand what those lowest talents, those lowest strengths are on your list, the more you understand what those 5 things are, the better you will be at recognizing them, becoming consciously aware of them, and then avoiding the heck out of them, okay? Because those are 5 things that as soon as you go into that space, you go into this black hole, and then it pulls all the creativity away from you. And as I said, it repels people. It makes you unproductive. It's just not a good space to be in. So recognizing these are the 5 things I need to avoid the heck out of, okay? And then when we do that, we can start to grow in our confidence around the things that we bring to the table. And then we own it. Like, we own it with this little swagger, right? We're just like, this is who I am, and this is what I bring to the table, and this is why I'm awesome, and this is why you're gonna wanna partner with me, right? Because I can bring you this. And that becomes, and here, guess what? You ain't gonna say it like Jen, okay? I don't want you going out there saying it like that, because that won't be you, that would be me. So, it's recognizing that, and then owning that, and then just really, really diving into who you are authentically. And the more people in this world we could have understand this and run their lives from a place where they're so being authentic to who they are, imagine how this would shift the world. Imagine how this would change the world. Imagine how many more people would be out there just being themselves, right? And bringing their superpowers to everything that they do. The whole world would elevate. So I love, Eddie, that this is your mission. I love that this is what you are bringing to this world. It's so needed. And so why don't you let people know where they can find you and what you have going on. So one of the great programs you have right now is the Diamond experience. So why don't you talk about what you've got going on, where people can find you. We'll also drop links to any of it in the comments so people can actually go and search you out.
Yeah. Well, okay. So first off, on Facebook, I do videos quite often. So go to Facebook, and they're free. Obviously, you can watch them and you can get some value. I also have a lot of different things for people to take advantage of. I've got an Unleash Your Strengths community where basically everything I create in there, everything I create when it comes to strengths, trainings, when it comes to improving marriages, growing a business, learning how to market yourself online authentically with your strengths, all kinds of awesome stuff is all in the Unleash Your Strengths community. That's one place. But the thing that I'm super passionate about right now, as well as with that community, because we're just growing, we've got like 1,500 people in there, and this is a paid community. And that's like what I love about it is that people let me know this is what they want, and they get it in so many different ways. But the Strengths of Diamonds experience came from me embracing my activator strength. And so I've got this activator strength, which is very impulsive. And when I get an impulse and I feel like doing something, I answer it instead of worry about whether or not people will accept it. That's harmony, which is my 34th strength. Right. So if I get an impulse and I'm like, I want to do this, if I start worrying about whether or not people will accept it, I've now dipped into my 34th strength, which is harmony, instead of using my top strength, which is my number 2 strength is activator. So I came up with this idea, and I was thinking, I wondered if people would be interested in wanting to know the strengths of top leaders in doTERRA. Like, these are and I was amazed by how many of them are my friends. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's one definitely thing I would recommend when it comes to growing your network marketing business. You start to rub elbows with some amazing people, and man, these are powerful people that I've become friends with. Jennifer, you is one of them by far. And so what I'm doing is I'm creating a way for people to bridge and to connect with these amazing, powerful people through strengths. And these amazing people have allowed me to break down their strengths live for you all on camera, and like break down who they really are as human beings. And yes, my friends, they also have bottom strengths. They don't have some special mystery set of strengths that you don't have. They have the same ones that you do. And so in essence, the Strengths of Diamonds experience is to help you all see how the most powerful people in doTERRA use the same strengths that you have. The same ones. And I'm like, we're breaking it down. I'm like, how do you use that? What do you do? What do you say? How do you operate with that strength? How do you let go of that bottom strength and having it low? Oh my gosh, my friends. Just in the first 10 interviews that I've done so far, I've got a few people who have 4 or 5 relationship building strengths in their top 10, 4 or 5 strategic thinking strengths in their top 10. Of course, there's some amazing influencers like Jen in there, and then some hardcore executors, right? With 5 or 6 executing strengths in there. So, my friends, there's just every strength that you have is going to be represented in the Strengths of Diamonds experience. There's going to be 30 interviews that you'll be able to go through casually, slowly over a 30-day period. And it's only $7. Like, how insane is that? Right? For $7 US. So what is that, like $75 Canadian or something now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And so, you'll be able to watch these videos slowly over time, and I'll keep you updated through email or text if you prefer. But basically, just I want you to see how these amazing people have done things using the same strengths you have. In essence, they embrace who they are just like I want you to. And I can tell you a little secret.
Where can we find, oh, sorry. Yes. Tell us the secret.
I'll tell you one little secret and I'll answer your question. These people have issues with their bottom strengths just like you do. They all do. All of them. None of them can escape it. They're human beings and they're a mess just like the rest of us. So I can't wait for you all to watch these interviews.
Watch these messes.
Yeah. Strengthsofdiamonds.com. Go get your tickets now. Strengthsofdiamonds.com. Tell the world about this. I'm going to help people love who they are through the process of building their doTERRA business. And I'm showing you how these amazing people do it their way. And I want you to do it their way too. I'll share one. Is that okay? I'll share one. One of the first interviews that are going to be released is, of course, yours, Jen. And the other one is going to be Justin Harrison. And Justin Harrison is a master distributor with doTERRA, a double blue diamond, I believe, and a US founder. Okay. Like, all right, this guy is like very successful in doTERRA. Okay. Super skilled.
Pretty legit.
Yeah. He has zero, my friend, zero discipline style strengths in his top. Discipline is a low strength for him. So if you ask Justin to map out everything he's going to do every hour of the day, like we've seen some powerful leaders in doTERRA do, he can't do it. That means that all the success he has, which is the founder, like I said, in double blue diamond and master distributor, those successes that he's had, he would have never had, and he'll tell you in the interview, if he had to map out everything he was going to do every day. There's also a very powerful influencer in here on Instagram who's got over 100,000 followers on Instagram. And this person talks about how using their strengths, they created that without any systems or programs to do that. They have no programs to auto post for them. This person has none of that. They don't even schedule and plan out what their posts are going to be. This person has over 100,000 followers on Instagram and does it in a way that is unique to them using the same strengths that most of you have. So if you want to learn how these people do that, you got to come check it out. Strengthsofdiamonds.com. Go get your tickets immediately so that as soon as the first videos get released, you get access to them. And I'm going to tell you all, there's some extra options in there for those of you who are ready to dive deeper into who you are and want to do it with other people. Look for those options when you go buy your tickets.
And it launches on November 27th?
Black Friday, we start. Black Friday, it all gets launched. And we're kicking it off with a workshop. So if you want to get tickets to the workshop, you can do that at the Strengths of Diamonds website.
Awesome.
Strengthsofdiamonds.com.
Wicked. So basically, Eddie has you can either just follow him on Facebook for free content because he does videos all the time. Join the Unleash Your Strengths community, which is a members only community. So it's on Mighty Networks. It's a separate community, paid community, where you have access to tons of stuff, courses, and all of this other brilliant stuff. And then you'll see when all these new things get released that you can do, like the Strength of Diamonds 30-day interview series, which again, $7, guys, come on.
Crazy.
Let's invest in that $7 and learn how we all are so incredibly unique, and how all of these diamonds and above, and presidential diamonds and double blue diamonds and all of these fun stuff have gone from 0 to where they are now, using their strengths, being authentically them. And by the end of it, the whole intention is that you walk away going, I don't need to be any of those people, but I am absolutely inspired to be myself. Because now I've realized that there's 30 people that have done this so differently, that now I'm inspired to go do it my different way, right? My own unique way. And that is the purpose. And yet they'll all have a mix of the 34 strengths somewhere, right? So you'll see yourself a little bit, and I look at Ange Peters, for example, who's a Canadian founder, double diamond. And I look at her and she's got activators number 1. I've got activator number 1. And I know that I see similarities in how we put things into action impulsively, right? Like, but then there's different, I remember at a time going, okay, well, that's the person that I need to mimic because we have the same number 1 strength. And then the more that I learned about it, I realized, but it depends what the bottom 5 are, and it depends what the other 9 are, and it depends what's in your middle. And so it really does come down to you being who you are. So Eddie, thank you so much for being our kickoff guest speaker in the Dough Planner Collective. As I mentioned, everyone who's still on here with us, we are going to be doing a team call every single month on the 3rd Tuesday of every month at noon Eastern Standard Time. And we hope you can join us monthly and hang out with us. We've already got a lineup up until April of really awesome diamonds and above who will be joining me on this platform. And we will be taking a break for December just so I can have my baby, and we will be back in January. So, thank you guys all for being here so much. And those of you that are asking, if you did your test and you only got your top 5, you can go back into Gallup and you can unlock the whole 34 report. You'll just pay the difference. So you don't have to redo the test again. They already have your test results. You just unlock all 34 and you just pay the difference, the small difference. Okay.
You took the assessment, you got the full 34. They just want more money from you. Give them a little bit more money and they'll give you all the full report. And by the way,
for nothing.
So go get your full report. You don't have to take the assessment again. In fact, I typically recommend people don't take the assessment multiple times. Go learn it, go be you. And I am always here to help you all embrace who you are through your whole journey. So know that this is my lifetime commitment. I got work to do. There are 7.7 billion people on the planet, and I've got to help them all love and appreciate who they are and how they do things. So I'm going to take this on for the rest of my life. And I couldn't have thought of a better way to make my life worth something.
We do have someone asking, what is the link to get into the paid group? So the Unleash Your Strengths in Mighty Networks.
All right. So go check out strengthstransformation.com. So part of to be a member of the community, there is a whole program in there where you can learn how to apply strengths the way that I've helped thousands of people. The stuff that I'm going to teach you, you can't get from Gallup, okay? Because I teach it my way, just like I want you to build your business and do things your way. So strengthstransformation.com is what you can go to get access to my community and then all the programs inside of it. And for those of you that you'll know this too, is you'll get a strengths coach. You're going to get access to so many cool things. And I'm for sake of time, I won't share it all, but you'll also get my phone number, which you'll be able to text me. I mean, I think that's a pretty freaking cool feature to be able to offer. So in fact, I just sent out some text messages this morning to the members of my community. And we've been chatting all morning, and it's just like, this is the coolest thing ever. So I encourage you all to be a part of that. Strengthstransformation.com. The members of my community get the Strengths of Diamonds experience as well. So they get all my stuff. There's so many people in there that have been members of my community since April of last year, of 2019, that are still getting access to my stuff and have never had to pay again, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Oh, thank you so much, Eddie. It's been such a pleasure having you here. We always have so much fun when we do our duo interviews, I must say. And you guys can catch us again on November 27th. I think that's when my interview drops. My interview drops on the same day as Justin Harrison. So that is like one big mega person to be,
Yeah, that's going to be an epic day.
partnered up against. But I'm so excited. We had a ton of fun doing my interview too. We laughed a lot. So thank you guys for being on here today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with us this whole time. And this was just such a brilliant almost hour that we got to hang out. So we'll see you guys again. Go follow all of the amazing things and continue to learn more about how to be the best you. It is awesome.
All right.
All right, everyone. Have a good
Bye,
day.
everybody.
Bye.